Hello everybody, welcome to Lil Explorers today. I'm just, trying to balance my camera here. One sec. There we go. Alright, welcome to Lil Explorers. I'm Heather, and hello to my replay viewers and my YouTube viewers. I'm glad to have you today, and we are going to be talking about ocean animals again, so continuing on our theme from Nighttime Tales on Wednesday. And sorry this is so bright. I wonder if it would be better to face the sun. That's a little better, I think. Yeah, well, we're used to it being bright on Friday mornings. And as most of you know, my curtains are green, so I can't really fix it because then everything will be green. So anyways, today we're going to talk about some more ocean animals. I've got animals with their own night lights, so that's pretty cool. And then we read a few fun facts from this book on Wednesday, but we're going to read a few more. And then we've got a fun shark experiment to learn why sharks float. So I didn't post this prior in the group because I figure I'll demonstrate it, and then if you want you can recreate it at home after the program. So yeah, we'll get started here, and we'll start with our hello song. So it's the Tiddly Tiddly Bumblebee song, so we're going to introduce ourselves with the song. Oh, I forgot to get myself live on here, so give me one more moment. And gotta mute the computer. There we go. Okay, just so then I can make sure I'm in the screen. All right, so now we're gonna sing our hello song. So it goes, tiddly tiddly bumblebee, won't you say your name for me? Hi, I'm Heather, and that's a wonderful name. All right, this time you're gonna shout out your names, okay? So if you're there with a sibling, both of you can shout it out together. And here we go, get your clapping hands ready. Tiddly tiddly bumblebee, won't you say your name for me? Shout out your names. And that's a wonderful name. Good job, everybody. All right, we're going to flip this around and start with our first book here. There we go. Okay, so our first book is called Glow, Animals with Their Own Nightlights, and this is by W.H. Beck. And hopefully there won't be too much glare on this book with our bright light. Wow, that is a beautiful jellyfish. Super fun. And it does look like it's glowing. That's pretty cool. It's called bioluminescence, and it gives you the pronunciation. Bioluminescence. Bioluminescence is when living things make their own light. They glow. That's a big vocabulary word. You might know some animals that glow. You might recognize fireflies, which aren't flies at all, but a type of beetle. Scientists think that their lights may warn predators such as bats that they aren't a good meal. But others might be new to you. Anglerfish lure other fish to them with a glowing light organ. Ooh, he is freaky. I would not be lured to him if I could see him. Yikes. Some glow on land. Many fungi, such as these foxfire mushrooms growing on rotting wood, light up the forest floor. Wow, that is so cool. So not all of these are ocean animals. We've got a variety of glowing animals. Some glow in the air. Fireflies blink and flash to talk to other fireflies. They find their mate using their light too. Look how pretty that is. That's very cool. Has anyone here ever seen fireflies before in real life? Let me know in the comments if you have. But more than anywhere else on our planet, animals glow in the water. That's because sunlight can't reach very far under the waves. It's dark, so the animals make their own light. They glow. Water covers 2/3 of the Earth. An estimated 50 to 80% of all life forms, including the white anglerfish and glowing sucker octopus seen here, are found under the ocean's surface. So that is the glowing sucker octopus. Wow, very cool. So because the ocean takes up so much area on our Earth, 50 to 80% of all life forms live underwater. That's very interesting. Are you wondering how animals glow? They have special chemicals called luciferin and luciferase in or on their bodies. These chemicals mix with oxygen and make light. Why do they glow? Well, they glow to hunt. The scaly dragonfish lures its prey with a light near its mouth. When a fish comes by to check it out, the dragonfish opens its jaws and scoops it in. Ooh, that is a freaky fish as well. Wouldn't want to encounter it in the ocean. They glow to hide. Many ocean creatures, such as the jewel squid, use counter-illumination. They can adjust their lights so that their undersides match the sunlight above the water. Then the fish hunting them from below can't see them. Does that make sense to everybody? That's very cool. So this octopus here, it's a jewel squid. If it's floating up here in the ocean and its hunter is down here, the predator, when the predator looks up, if the bottom of the squid is glowing like the surface of the ocean would be, the predator can't see the squid. So the squid uses its glowing power to camouflage. They glow to find a friend. Not only is it dark deep in the ocean, but there's a lot of room. Lanternfish find other lanternfish with the lights on their sides. Bioluminescence is the most widely used form of communication on the planet. That is very interesting. I had no idea. Hopefully I'm holding this high enough. Hopefully it's high enough. Alright. They glow to lose an enemy. A brittle star can drop an arm when it is in danger. Its enemy will follow the glowing arm, which allows the rest of the star to get away. That's really interesting too. They glow to trick. Small fish follow the light on the tip of the gulper eel's tail, thinking it's a piece of food. They get close, then gulp. The gulper eel's hinged, pelican-like mouth allows it to swallow animals even bigger than it is. Wow, that's cool. So this is the gulper eel, named for its big gulping mouth. And here's our brittle star. It's a pretty cool one. They glow to invite. Glowworms, like these in a cave in New Zealand, are actually firefly larvae. Their light draws insects into the cave. Then the glowworms snag them with sticky silk threads hanging from the ceiling. Ooh, that's cool. So we've got some reflective water down here, and we've got all the glowworm larvae up there. Or sorry, the glowworms are the firefly larvae. That is very cool. So they lure some bugs in there so they can eat them. They glow to call for help. Atolla jellyfish act as a burglar alarm. They light up when attacked in the hope that a larger animal will come eat their predator. Wow. So they draw attention to their predator in hopes that they'll be able to get away, I guess. They glow to fight back. When the deep sea Spanish dancer is threatened, its outer skin lights up, comes off, and sticks to its attacker. Now the predator is at risk of being spotted and eaten by its enemies. Meanwhile, the deep sea dancer makes its getaway. That is very freaky. I can't really tell what kind of creature this deep sea Spanish dancer is. It kind of looks like a weird jellyfish with fins, but I don't know if it's just a fish or what it is. I might have to do some research after this. Deep sea Spanish dancer. Okay, we'll remember that one. They glow to daze. While threatened, the vampire squid spurts a cloud of glowing ink at its predator while it swims away. So we knew, well, some of us might have known squids squirt ink to distract their predators and get away, but this particular vampire squid spurts ink that glows. That's very cool. And dazzle. Green bomber worms release glowing round balls when pursued. That's interesting. And some glow for fun. Well, not exactly. Scientists just don't know yet why some animals are bioluminescent. Scientists are discovering new bioluminescent life forms every day, but most of the reasons they glow are still mysteries. For example, no one knows why some Tomopetris worms squeeze out yellow light that's invisible to almost all other sea creatures. Large animals glow. Siphonomores, such as the well-known Portuguese man-of-war or this Nanomia cara, are stringy jelly-like animals that drift through the water, snagging their prey with their tentacles. Some can be very long. The Praia dubia can stretch longer than a basketball court. Holy, that's wild. So we're still learning about all of these animals, which is pretty cool. Little animals glow, but if you have enough of them, some dinoflagellates, tiny one-celled animals that float in the ocean, light up when the small copepods and shrimp that eat them swim through their water. Their glow spotlights the copepods and shrimp so that larger fish eat them, and the dinoflagellates stay safe. I don't know if any of that made sense because there's some weird words in there, but these are some tiny, tiny critters that glow so that they light up their other sea creatures so that the predators eat them instead. They can have a big effect. Sometimes bioluminescent dinoflagellates gather together and then get trapped in ocean bays, making the shoreline light up at night with each wave. This I have actually been lucky enough to see. If any of you are from near Vancouver or the island, you may have seen this because that's the only place I was lucky enough to see it. one night when we were camping out on the coast, we saw the ocean glowing, and it was very freaky because we had no idea what it was. But luckily someone there did know and explained it to us, that it was bioluminescent creatures. And it's hard to capture it in a photo like this, but basically the whole ocean shore is glowing, and the waves as they come in are glowing. It's really interesting to see. Very cool. So I can attest that this is a real thing. It's very cool. Some living things make their own light. They glow. It's called bioluminescence. And now you know. Hawaiian bobtail squid attract bioluminescent bacteria that live inside them. The bacteria then matches the color of the moonlight through the water, making the squid almost invisible to the animals they hunt. That is very cool. And then we've got some more information on these creatures. And it tells us the scale of each of these creatures and where in the ocean they live. So that's pretty cool. For example, this Hawaiian bobtail squid is only 1.4 inches. So he's even smaller than this picture. He's actually like only that big. And he lives right near the surface of the water. That's pretty cool. So it gives us lots of information on more of those. The one I wanted to look up, because I didn't know what kind of creature it even was, is, where is it? The deep sea Spanish dancer, which apparently can grow up to 9 inches, and it lives 1,600 to 16,000 feet deep in the ocean. So that's a deep sea creature. All right, next we are going to, we just learned a lot of facts, but I was going to read you some more facts here, but I think we'll get right into our shark experiment. So I'm going to flip you guys around, and let's see. Figuring out the best way to put this up here. Stick it in there. Okay, stay. That's pretty good. So, despite last week's disaster, I'm doing another experiment with water here. If you weren't here for last week's Lil Explorers, you should go check it out because it was a disaster and it was hilarious. But for this experiment, we're gonna try not to spill any water or drop my precarious phone here in the water. So I'll probably hold it once we get started on that part. But first, we're going to draw some sharks on our plastic bags, and we're going to talk about why sharks float. So, I did a little bit of research last night, and basically most ocean animals will technically sink unless they're moving. This already doesn't look like a shark. Maybe I'll pull up an inspiration picture for a shark first while I'm talking. So, yeah, basically all ocean animals will slowly sink unless they're moving. So even when animals are sleeping, they are often still moving a little bit. So sharks, on the other hand, they do pretty much constantly move as well, but they are able to float a lot better than other ocean creatures, and that's due to a few reasons. So we're gonna talk about those reasons. First of all, I read that this shark is, now I'm trying to think if it was a specific shark or if they were just talking about large sharks in general, but they weigh about, what was it, 2,100 pounds. So that's 2,100 pounds, like that. All right, so that's how much a shark weighs in total. And again, that's, I don't think it was talking about a specific shark, just a large average shark, because there's lots of different kinds of sharks and they come in all shapes and sizes. So an exception to a shark that floats is actually the nurse shark, because nurse shark like to chill on the bottom of the ocean floor, so they don't really float. So this is an exception, or they are an exception. But other sharks like to float because they spend a lot of their energy hunting their prey, so they can't keep moving all of the time to keep themselves afloat. Basically, that's the gist of what I got from it. So here's my weird fish-looking shark. He looks more like a scary fish, but we're gonna make another one on this bag. So anyways, we'll talk about the main reason sharks float is due to their liver, strangely enough. So their liver is filled with oil and surrounded by oil, and oil, we may or may not know, is lighter than water, so it floats on top of water. And basically their liver makes up 30% of their body weight, which is pretty crazy. That's 700 pounds. So out of our 2,100 pounds, a third of it is 700 pounds in their liver, which is crazy. So a liver, we have livers too, but our livers aren't surrounded by that much oil, as far as I know. Definitely not 700 pounds of it anyways, because then we would definitely float in water too. But basically what we're going to do in this experiment, there's my, that's a better looking shark. I'm looking off of a picture now. Yeah, that looks like more of a shark than this one does for sure. He needs some teeth though. There we go. Okay, so basically what we're gonna do is, this is going to be our oily shark. So he has a 700-pound liver, and this shark is gonna show us what would happen if he did not have oil in his liver. So I forgot the oil. Let's go together to the kitchen to get the oil. We're going to be using olive oil today, but sharks don't actually have olive oil in them. They have some other kind of oil that's more more of an oil that you would find in a living creature. I don't know the details of that. Okay, so I said this one's going to be our oil shark. So we're going to put some oil in here and find out if the oil floats. So here we go. I'll put a fair amount in here, and we're going to try to squeeze out as much air as we can, because air definitely floats. Air is lighter than water, but we want it to float, hopefully because of the oil. Okay, so there's our oil shark. So he's got his liver all oily. Now I'm going to take some water from our ocean here into the bag. Let's see here. We'll fill our bag with as much water as we can. There we go. So it doesn't have much air in it. Let's try and show this without making a mess. So this guy is filled with water, which humans are made up of, I forget what percent they say, but our human bodies have a lot of water in them too. So we're sticking our shark in here, and I might have to give it a little push because I think the bag itself floats. Yeah, see this area where I have some air in there? That area is floating, but the rest of the bag, or the shark, has sunk. It's hard to see there. Now let's see what the oil shark does. So here, he is definitely floating. Let's try and push him down like I did for that one. And he pops right back up. I don't know if you saw that. Let me dry my hands and then I'll give you a zoomed out view. Here we go. So there's our two sharks hanging out in the ocean. I'm gonna push this guy down and he pops right back up because of that oil in his body. Whereas this shark, he has water in his body. Get out of here, guy. And when I push him down, he stays sunken except for this part that has the air in it. So that can give us a little demonstration of why sharks are able to float so well. And if you want to know more, I suggest doing more research on this because it is very interesting. And I learned a lot just with this experiment and looking up the research for it and the reasoning behind it. So I hope you enjoyed this Lil Explorers today. Maybe we'll end it with another fun fact about an octopus or a squid. Let's find a good one here. On Wednesday, we learned that a 600-pound octopus can fit through a hole the size of a quarter, which is crazy. So 600 pounds, our example that we figured out is that's like 3 large men. So imagine 3 large men trying to fit through a hole this big. Impossible, right? But an octopus can do it because they don't have skeletons. So they can escape from very small holes or things like that. They can escape predators and they can escape fish tanks. Let's see here, find a good fact. There's that. Here's our 600-pound octopus fact there. So it's true, it's in a book. Let's see. Ooh, this is kind of cool. Okay, in one experiment, cuttlefish mimicked a black and white checked pattern that scientists put in their tank. Cuttlefish, squid, and octopuses can change their color whenever and however they want. These cephalopods have special cells in their skin that contain a colored substance called pigment. When they squeeze or relax muscles around the cells shrink or expand. This lets them create all kinds of patterns, including spots and stripes. That is really cool. So, these guys can change color. This fact said scientists put a checker pattern in a tank, and that squid, was it a squid? Cuttlefish, mimicked the pattern. It says squid can change their color 4 times in a single second. And this is a reef squid. And a cuttlefish's skin has more than 20 million pigment-filled cells. So there's the cuttlefish skin. So no wonder they can create a pattern, because they have so many cells. So there's our fun fact. Again, thank you for joining us this morning, and I hope to see you again next week. We've got 2 more weeks of programs before our summer break, and then summer reading program is starting up as well. So check out our website for info on that. I believe registration starts pretty soon here, and the program's all going to be online this year. They will be I think delivering some packages with supplies and things, so that's exciting. But yeah, hopefully you can join summer reading program and join us for the last couple weeks of our regular programs. Thanks for coming this morning, and have a great day.